I'm Max Lopez, and this is the Blue Wave. Donald Trump's rhetoric against immigrants coming into this country is getting more and more hateful, more and more divisive, and it's just getting to be very awful the closer we get to Election Day. Now, this is because Donald Trump and the Republicans feel that immigration is perhaps one of the only strong political points that they have taking into this election. But I think that if he's going to continue to go down this path of calling for legal migrants in certain cases to be expelled from this country, such as the Haitian migrants that are legally here in Springfield, Ohio, I don't think this is going to be something that works out for him. And I think it's important that people see this hateful venom being spewed from his mouth straight from the source. So let's go ahead and watch this clip here of Donald Trump getting a bunch of his supporters all riled up in their hate for migrants, in many cases legal migrants, coming into this country. Let's watch this clip.
Kamala has illegally flown in more than 500,000 migrants right when she was saying, no, we don't want to do that. And she's got these guys actually want these people in our country. It's not even believable. Working with left-wing nonprofits to inundate Pennsylvania communities, changing the character of small towns and villages all over our country and changing them forever. They will never be the same. They will never be. Do you think Springfield will ever be the same? I don't think. The fact is, and I'll say it now, you have to get them the hell out. You have to get them out. I'm sorry. To get them out. Can't have it. Can't have it. They've destroyed it. It's terrible. It's terrible to say, and it's a tough thing to do. You know, you're going to take in some murderers and things, and you'll put them on the planes and the buses, and you're going to start doing it. Dwight Eisenhower holds the record. Believe it or not, he was a moderate kind of a guy, General Eisenhower, president, and he has the record. He couldn't stand people pouring into our country, and he took a lot and took them out. He's very strong on that. And we have to be strong. We have no choice because this is not sustainable by any country. There's no country that can do this. I mean, what were they thinking when...
So you see there, this crowd getting very riled up, chanting, "Send them back, send them back." And, you know, the right, they love to get all in an uproar when the left calls them out for being Nazis and calls out their Nazi rhetoric as being Nazi rhetoric. And they seem to get just really, really offended by that. But yet, where's the difference in a Hitler rally and what we just witnessed there? What's the difference? We know that Project 2025 has a groundwork for widespread expulsion of migrants from this country, including rounding up people at their places of worship, at their places of work, and taking them to areas so that they can be detained and expelled from the country. And in many cases, these are legal migrants who are legally here through work visas and other laws that have been passed, as Donald Trump even mentions there, that the left wants them to come here. The left is signing these laws so that migrants can come here and can work. And yes, we are, because one of the key differences in ideology in the left and the right that exists today, in this day and age in America, is that the left believes that the United States of America can be a country where anyone, if you're willing to work and you're willing to pledge your allegiance to this country, that anybody in the world, no matter what your circumstances is, no matter what your background is, you have a chance here. We have the resources, we have the land, we have the ability to take in many different people from many different backgrounds and many different walks of life and have them flourish and succeed in this country. And you look at the strong record that immigrants have in contributing to this country's success and wealth. And I would say that that plan has worked out much, much better than Donald Trump's plan of wanting this country to be as homogenous racially as possible. And let's be frank, he wants this country to be a country of white people, right? And this is where we hear these conspiracy theories seep into right-wing ideology, such as the Great Replacement theory that was peddled by Tucker Carlson in his final days of anchoring the Tucker Carlson show over there on Fox News. And the Great Replacement theory is basically that white people are, there's this agenda against white people, and that the government wants to slowly but surely push out all white jobs and make white people a disheveled, forgotten about group of people in this country. And it's basically a bunch of nonsense if you know anything about the economic status and the position of white people in this country and other minorities. We know that there's many barriers that are there for minorities in achieving certain things in this country that are not there for white people. And that's still something that we have to make progress on in this country, is making it as equitable and fair of a society as possible for as many different races of people as possible. But yeah, they're not beating the Nazi allegations with crap like this. And I think that immigrants in this country should be paying attention to what Donald Trump is saying and what the MAGA right is saying when it comes to their plans for a second Donald Trump administration and what they would do with Project 2025. When Donald Trump shows you who he is and he tells you what his plans are, believe him, because we know that he means it, right? And he's telling the truth when he says that he's going to deport a bunch of migrants if he's elected, and have the biggest deportation operation in the history of this country. He's telling the truth, because what did he tell us when it came to abortion and when it came to Roe v. Wade, right? He told us that he wanted to send the problem of abortion back to the states or whatever, even though that's not what's happening at all, because they want to ban it federally, which is not making it a state problem. It's making it a national problem and a Washington, D.C. problem if they were to implement a ban nationally. But that's somewhat besides the point of, he told us time and time again that Roe v. Wade was something that was on the chopping block. And people on the left, they said, oh, it's never going to happen, and it'll never happen, basically. There was this idea that Roe v. Wade was cemented in the law and that the Republicans would never try to take it back. That might be why the Democrats failed to codify it into law, right? For so long, even having the supermajority from 2008 to 2010, when the Democrats, in fact, did have the supermajority control of the White House, the Senate, and the Congress. We might not have foreseen that the Republicans would actually pull back something as widespread and as long-standing as Roe v. Wade, because of the political liability that such a move would entail. But here we are, and we know that there has been in fact at least one woman who has died from a lack of being able to access abortion health care. So they have blood on their hands already in terms of that. And if Donald Trump is to be elected, there will be much, much more blood that the right has on their hands of migrants who are not coming here because of a fear of being deported or a fear of a lack of being able to access resources in this country. And he'll have blood on his hands because it's hard to imagine a mass deportation of immigrants in this country, removing them from their places of work, from their places of worship, is going to just go over completely smoothly. And, let's just think about that for a second, right? Donald Trump says he wants to mass deport immigrants and round them up and send them out of the country. What does that entail? Are we going to have a body of the government who is now going around and verifying who's a migrant, who's not a migrant, who's here legally, who's here illegally? How do they do that? Is there a database that's going to be created? Are they going to go door to door, asking for people's IDs, asking for people's identification? It sounds like that's something that's happened in the past, and it's called the Gestapo, right? The Gestapo did that to Jewish people in World War II. It doesn't sound too far off to me at all. So that's all I got for you guys in this one. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, share with someone who's into politics to help YouTube take my channel more seriously. And we'll catch you guys in the next video. All right, peace.